I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today. This is one of those Florida rains where it's going to start and then it's going to stop, right? So, USA, because we're in the meditation garden, USA. So, all right, folks, to get this show started, I'd like to introduce our host for today's event. I'd like for you to give a warm round of applause to my mayor, your mayor, our mayor, Mayor Muriel Bowser!
Well, hello, everybody. I think we've been trying to do this for 4 weeks, 4 different times because it keeps raining. But I'm glad that we're here today to just christen this beautiful new park. I think I've been looking at this park for a long time, probably longer than I like to remember. And I never could really imagine it being anything different. So I'm glad that we have creative people, a wonderful and engaged community that saw something different and can see something moving forward where we not only have great grass, a great place for neighbors to convene, but meditation and yoga and peacefulness and mindfulness, which is so important in this day and time. So I also want to acknowledge our council member, Brandon Todd. Let's give Brandon Todd a big round of applause. Our ANC commissioner, thank you, Commissioner, for your leadership here and for seeing this through. As I was looking at this park, there's very few things in Ward 4 that I don't know really intimately. And I saw this one coming along and I said, Councilmember, what is going on Kansas Avenue? And then he explained to me his advocacy in getting the park funds budgeted, working with our team at the Department of Parks and Recreation and the Department of General Services and the ANC to get this done. So I want to congratulate and thank Councilmember Todd for his work on this project and introduce him now.
Mayor. Well, thank you, Mayor Bowser. Let's give our mayor another big round of applause. And I want to first thank Mayor Bowser and her entire government for looking at opportunities like this meditation garden to really reimagine spaces in our ward and certainly all across the District of Columbia. So thank you, Mayor, for your leadership. Thank you to the Department of Parks and Recreation and the Department of General Services. Let's give them a big round of applause. And I want to thank ANC 4C Chair and the ANC Commissioner for this area, Bennett Hilly. Thank you, Commissioner Hilly. And thank you, Russ Breckenridge, who also is a big leader in the Southwest community. We kind of refer to him as the Mayor of Southwest Petworth. So thank you, Russ, for being here today. But this is a fantastic example of government and community working together hand in hand to reimagine a space. And I understand that yoga will be here quite often this summer. So I'm ready to cut the ribbon. And again, thank you to everybody for being out here and braving the rain. Go Meditation Garden. Meditation Park.
Meditation Park. And Commissioner Hilly, would you please come and represent Petworth and the ANC 4C?
Do that right here? Oh, great. Hi, everyone. I did not prepare formal remarks, but very excited to see this park brought to light and also for the civic activism that returned it to be permeable pavers and also gave us water for dogs right over there. So thank you all, and we're really excited. This has been tremendous for the community, and I constantly see families. It's more accessible now for those who are in strollers and wheelchairs and also with walkers. So.
Well, thank you, Commissioner. Thank you. And so obviously to turn this little piece of Petworth into this beautiful meditation park, I mentioned that it takes a lot of creative people, and I want to acknowledge our partners that help get this going at HRGM, Anita Bhutani and her team. Please give them a big round of applause. I would also like to acknowledge landscape architects, Lee and Associates, Adrian McCrae. Thank you, Adrian, for your being here. And the teams on the DC government side that are doing a lot of this. And before I move on from our design professionals, let me say this. We often look to certain projects as a model for the rest of the city. And I think that we can say pretty confidently that this can be a model for some of our more underutilized green spaces. And some may say, you know, Bowser, that's a big investment just for a park in Petworth. And it's true, it is. But this is why it's important. You know, we grow about 800 to want everybody to be careful of this thing here. So if we can just move to the front of it. We grow about 800 to 1,000 people a month in Washington, D.C. And people are moving into smaller spaces. So they need more and more recreation space. And everything that we can do in the city to provide great parks, great libraries, great playgrounds helps make our city more attractive and affordable for people of all ages and abilities. And I think that this will represent an outstanding model for the rest of our city. So you know what that means, Keith? That means you have a lot of work to do because there are going to be a lot of communities that see this park and they're going to want one too. So I want to invite, because I think maybe it stopped raining. So let me invite our DPR and our Department of General Services representatives to come up and speak on behalf of the government, and then we will cut the ribbon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Keith Anderson, the Director of DC's Department of Parks and Recreation, and it is a pleasure to be here to cut the ribbon at the Petworth Meditation Garden, the first one of its kind here in the District of Columbia. And I would like to thank the Mayor for her guidance and leadership in getting this done. Please give her a round of applause. I would also like to give a special thanks to Ward 4 Councilmember Brandon Todd for his leadership to see this project through. My partner, the Director of Department of General Services, Greer Gillis. I would also like to thank our team lead, our project lead on this project from DPR, Peter Norden. You know, DC was recently ranked as the third best city in the United States for parks by the Trust for Public Land. These rankings are the gold standard for park access and quality. 98% of DC residents live within a 10-minute walk of a park, according to the survey. We make the most of our urban spaces by providing unique experiences to residents, even in small parks like this one. This is no longer just a triangle park. This is an inward-focused meditation and community space, a place to slow down from the hustle and bustle, read a book, or just take a moment to think. This central plaza can also be used as a community space for activities and meetings and programs. So please enjoy your park, Petworth, because DPR is where the fun happens. And every Monday at 6:30 a.m., you can join Mary and Baba. Where's Mary? Our yoga instructor right here, 6:30 a.m. That's the way to start your day off, at 6:30 a.m. with yoga to get your day started every Monday right here at the Petworth Meditation Garden. So I'd like to give everyone another round of applause and thank you for our teams from DGS, DGS, HRGM, and Lee & Associates. Thank you.
Thank you. And let me just acknowledge on behalf of DGS, Paul Blackman, who is representing Director Gillis, and DGS is the construction arm for the district. So Paul and DGS, thank you very, very much. So now I think we're ready to cut a ribbon. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3.